Meanwhile, manufacturing in China contracted for a fifth straight month in August, although the rate of contraction continued to slow as new orders increased. The Manufacturing Purchasing Managers' Index, or PMI, rose to 49.7 in August, an increase of 0.4 from July, but still below the 50 mark, which separates expansion from contraction. The non-manufacturing sector is expanding, but only just. Its PMI has fallen for a seventh month in a row, hitting 51, which is down 0.5 in August. Well, let's talk now to Xiaolin Chen, who's the head of international at KraneShares. Good to see you again. Welcome back to the programme. So what do you make of China's PMI numbers?
It's actually very encouraging to see the new orders start to pick up. It shows a little bit of the external factor that is still, contracting, but it's getting better, on the track to getting better. I think, summer is ending, summer vacation is ending outside of China now. Children are back to school. I do think we will see some seasonal pickup into the next months and the months following, literally to the second half of the year. Now we're going to see more encouraging sign of external start a bit of a stabilizing. You see that can actually feed back to China in terms of manufacturer order to pick up. It's obviously still slow, relatively to compared to the history, but the good sign is now you see a bit of a stabilizing externally, and also you see massive support and help domestically, which both would actually eventually, hopefully, feed through to the data prints in the months to come.
We're still seeing a contraction, though. What does this say about China's economy as a whole?
I think if China, most important, the Chinese policymakers is recognizing the challenge that both domestically face and externally they face as a main cause that they have to do more to help the economy to be able to deliver the economic target. Most importantly, they recognize the challenge as number one. Number two, there's clearly a high hope for large-scale stimulus. If you add up all the different support, the policies, announcements, touching different sectors here and there throughout this year thus far in August, you actually have quite a significant number of easing supportive policies, announced by the Chinese policymaker and implemented. Liquidity is sufficient in the systems. It's a matter of how they can make more confidence to the household and investors to feel more confident to invest and household more comfortable to spend.
Well, let's talk about some of those changes. We've had yet more in China's housing policy. Do you think this will revive the property market?
This is a very important step to take for the Chinese policymaker. I do give them the credit for this time to do a bit more in helping another step forward in terms of helping whom will be eligible to buy the house, particularly in the tier 1, tier 2, and obviously touching on tier 3 and tier 4 cities as well. This is a significant step to make people feel more comfortable, and a lot of people who not eligible to be able to buy a house in certain cities, particularly in the big cities, in Shanghai, in Guangzhou, now they can to buy a house there. And obviously now with low down payments and revised mortgage rates, think about that. Economically, if your house value has been coming down and your monthly mortgage stays as it is, your overall equity value of your financial assets in real estate is hitting down. But this clearly will help the household's income. If you pay less on monthly mortgage, you have more savings to spend elsewhere. It is significant in three ways. One, you will have more people can buy house and willing to buy as the requirement coming down. Second, the Chinese household would have more spare cash if the mortgage rate starts coming down, then mortgage monthly payment coming down. They have more spare cash to spend elsewhere. This is indirectly will encourage people to spend more at household level. And third, this is very important for Chinese policymaker to take a bold step forward, but in a reasonable way. To give investors the confidence that they are looking at real estate market, they are serious of helping the real estate market. This is clearly a reconfirmation of the put policy that the Chinese policymaker has been put in place for a while now.
Xiaolin Chen, good to talk to you as always. Thank you for joining us. That's Xiaolin Chen, Head of International at KraneShares.